to That's So Nova. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today we're going to be doing the Kandu pattern Retro-Tec Sling Bag. This is a little bit more in-depth pattern. It has a lot of little things to make this bag come together. This might be, I'm not too sure, might be one of my longer videos. I did make one earlier this week, and I wanted to show you it real quickly. So this has a zipper pocket. I'm going to be using a swivel clasp like they have in there. A slip pocket. When you open up the front, you have a zipper pocket, another slip pocket, and then your computer slip bag. You have an extra D-ring right here for keys and whatnot. And then we have another zipper pocket in the back. So this, as you can see, is very big. So it's one of our biggest bags, not like Orosa travel bag, but a pretty good size bag. So bear with me. If it takes too long, then I'm going to break it down into two parts. But right now, you need to have everything cut out. I am going to stick to the pattern. There is the slight modifications I do have are my interfacing. I ran out of foam. I ordered it and it has not come yet. So for my interfacing, I use Decavel Light, and I'm going to be using vinyl. This time I made it with all cotton, as you can see with the other bag, and I was able to sew it up in with my 5550 with no problem. There's not a whole lot of bulk, but I wanted to try this bag with all vinyl because why not? I'm trimming the excess off because I'm really bad at that. So I'm using Decavel Light in place of SoFuse Plus, in place of, not SoFuse Plus, foam. And, sorry, cutting and talking is not the best for me. I did a really bad job interfacing last night. But I also am using, let me get to this camera view. I'm also using a bouncy firm, and it's supposed to be the competitor to foam. So one layer Decavel Light, one layer bouncy firm, just on the back, so that way it can be soft. And that's it. I think that's the only thing I'm doing different. So in the pattern on page 4, it advises you to cut out the foam area on this before you fuse it or baste it down, and that's what we just did. I am going to grab, oh, I know what I'm doing different. I don't know. I'm going to grab one of the back panels. Not panels, one of the pockets. There's 5 pocket slips, and we're about to use 2 of them. I'm using waterproof canvas. I don't even want to say it's waterproof canvas. I got it from fabric.com. No, sorry. Amazon, who has fabric.com's fabric, and it feels legitimately thinner than waterproof canvas. So I want to say it's water resistant, but you know. All right, so we are going to do some maneuvering. I'm going to be using tape. I got this zipper tape from the So Magical Expo, and I gotta give you the name of the person, but if you look at it, there's like a blue sheen onto the black, and when you see the fabric, you're gonna be like, oh, that totally makes sense why you picked that. We're working with gunmetal. I'm gonna burn the edges, and we're gonna be using a 9-inch long piece. So whenever I'm at my work table and I did not pre-cut out, I usually just grab a ruler and a chalk pen or a pencil, and then cut it out. All right, move this to the side. Trying to keep all my pieces together. I got work out like a bin system. All right, so there are measurements we need to have on this side. We need to be 1.5 inches up. I'm sorry, inches. From the bottom, we need to be at, yeah, 1.5 inches up. And no one's seen it. 0.75. This has to be, the top of the zipper pocket needs to be from the zipper pocket to all right. So when you, in the pattern pieces, it has like the markings, and you'll see me get up from time to time to grab one of my templates, my acrylic pen templates, to mark all the marks that we need to make. But it needs to be 1.5 inches in. .5 inches in, and then 1.5 inches across. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm like messing up today. 1.5 inches above the bottom of this. This needs to meet. You just have 2 rulers, and 1.5 inches in, and it needs some. The end needs to be the first part of the zipper opening. So when we do the box, it's that line is going to be exactly 1.5 inches away. I'm using a 90 weight thread today from Amon. No, I'm sorry. I always say Amon because that's most of my threads, but my other thread company I really like is Superior Threads. They're on the little bit of pricier side, but I really like their threads, and I usually buy from them once a year. And I like stick to their emails to see if there's ever any sales. I wanted to use a 90 weight thread today because I like the way it looks. It's like a thicker thread. I went a little bit over a little bit, but it'll be okay. The reason why you move the foam, or like in my case, the bouncy foam and all of that, is so that when you put this pocket in, there's not a lot of bulk. You don't want a lot of bulk in this area. And also, do the opposite of me. I should have did it from that side, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll balance out. It's just one of those days. I can cut it out. I've been nervous to do this video because I'm just gonna cut this out of the seam allowance. I've been nervous to do this video because it's a little bit more labor intensive. The end result is amazing. Trust the process. The designers has really nice instructions, very good pictures. I think I was also nervous because I don't think there's Retro Sling Bag, but I don't see anyone have made the Retro-Tec bag. So I was like, let me go for it. All right, so I cut this bulk out, and now I'm going to cut my pocket into a V. So when you get to area that you're going to do the V, make sure you have nice sharp scissors. Cut into it without cutting into the stitch line. If you accidentally cut into the stitch line, it's not the end of the world. You're going to go back around and sew the box at 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Okay, and you could do a zipper facing if you wish on this. That's what I did. I wanted to change, but it is a little bit more time. It takes a little bit more time. Actually, it probably doesn't, but cutting out pieces and everything. Make sure you have some water by you. Stay hydrated during this process. It's almost winter, and I think when in cooler months, we have a tendency of drinking less. So keep that. And we're working with materials that pull away moisture from our skin. So just something to think about. I'm going to grab some double-sided tape. And I'm going to place this at the top so I can temporarily hold. I'm not putting it all the way, I'm leaving a little bit out because we're going to be sewing it over. I just want help keeping this open while I'm going to be installing the zipper. I'm going to again go in here and remove some of the bulk. Do not cut it past cut close to your stitches, not through them, because then you'll be like, oh man, I gotta sew around it again. Because I made the bulk side, I decided to put this on the bulk side instead of the opposite side. That's how my mind works though. All right, and I'm going to take some double-sided tape and just put it right underneath. So again, it's like having little fingers. Help me. This is 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape that I got from Wawa. All right. And if you want to, if you have a seam roller, this is the perfect opportunity to do it, because then you don't have to I can't, oh my gosh, I'm too busy looking at this. I'm trying to see how I can let you see it up close. Hold on. It's a zipper pull. The fabric I'm going to be using today, I'm using marine vinyl from fabric.com, but I'm also, not fabric.com, come on, I just have them on my mind, from Fabric Wholesale Direct, and the fabric I'm using also comes from Backstitch. It is part of the rerun collection. It is going to be going on now. It started Monday, I think the 13th. And until it's capped, and they have these beautiful enamel pens, and it says Adventures is out there, and then it's just all these balloons. So I'm going to put this on, and the hardware color is gunmetal. It's really pretty. I've never worked with their zipper before. I've had like the little charms that you add to the zippers, but never their actual zipper. So I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to, so if you're working cotton, you can steam this part and it'll be easier. We're going to add some double-sided tape. I'm using 1/8 of an inch. I think 1/8 of an inch is everyone's to go to. Like, yeah, use 1/8 of an inch. With my other one, I definitely did a zipper facing. I think that's out of habit, but I'm trying to, because I changed up a little bit of the interfacing, and I'm working with vinyl, I wanted to stay to the pattern as much as possible. And I wanted to work with both, because that way I can tell you what was easier, what was harder, just things that can help you with making this bag. I'm just moving around. I'm trying to make sure that the zipper tape is centered as much as possible. Hold on. there's so much bulk, so I'm trying to maneuver it in as best as I can, not have the zipper all wonky. The struggle is real. The things that we do for a perfect zipper is amazing. Sometimes I can just put it on and bam, it's there. And other times it's not so much. And I think a big problem with me is the bulk. The bulk that I have. And I have my zipper pull going up towards the top of the bag. I think I almost got it. I just... Alright. So we're going to go up, down, and around because we don't have the other pocket part in there. You can pull your stitches to the back if you wish, or you could back stitch, because this is going to be an area that is going to be like for a cell phone or like a secret compartment for like candy. I am going to back stitch because I'm also using the same color. I'm using black thread on black vinyl. You won't see if there's like a little bit of a hiccup, but hopefully there won't be. And then because one side's getting stitched down, I'm just going to adjust this one more time over here to make sure that the middles meet and it's not like going more to the left or the right. I'm going to adjust this. Okay. And I'll go back stitch over the middle just for good measure. I mean, it's an area that has like a lot of zipping and unpulling, so just my personal opinion that I think sometimes those areas need to get back stitched. I have like a weird luck with zippers, like a weird luck in bad things. Like I've always put 2 zippers on bags because I've had zippers like on my JanSport, like one zipper just got caught and then it just broke off, so now my bag's zipping to the left. I've had like a zipper on a pair of jeans just like pop off too. That like the zipper part was there. It just my son is like that. He's already had like to get 2 different cello bags because his adjustable straps keep getting messed up. So I finally made him an adjustable strap bag. Alright, so if you're following, you should be on page, you've seen what we did on page 6. Pressing is key if you're using cotton. We're going to put this all the way around and we're going to sew using a 3/8 of an inch. Wait, we're going to finish. Yeah, we're going to sew it 3/8 of an inch down together, back and up, and at the top use a 1/4 of an inch. So 3/8 of an inch, up, down, up, and then 1/4 of an inch across. Please back stitch at the beginning and end. I have to get crafty with moving stuff around because with vinyl you're going to get that extra bulk. And then when we get to the top, we're going to do 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to peel down that area that I had the double-sided tape, remove it. I know, removing double-sided tape is weird. And then stitch this down at 1/4 of an inch. All right, we're going to trim our threads. And we already have our pocket. All right, so we're not done with this just quite yet. We're going to, there are 3 areas on this, on the back, that you sew across. And I think, one, it's to hold the foam in place, and 2, it gives it a really cool look. So if you haven't attached your foam yet, this is like the perfect, this attaches the foam perfectly. So I'm going to grab my pin from Mormino, and I'm going to, 1, mark the side gusset seams, the top and bottom, and then I'm just going to mark the 3 areas that need to be sewn a top stitch. All right, and I'm going to take this acrylic and put it on the other side of the table, so that way it doesn't fall. They're my precious. All right, so I'm going to grab a ruler and just mark the areas that we need to top stitch across. You can do this with chalk, but because I already did the tandy pen, I'm just going to finish it off. And this also helps secure the back pocket in place, so it's not like flapping around. It's like connected to the back of the bag. These 2 lines, like you'll see, you'll attach it. All right, so make sure everything's flat. Get the zipper pull out of the way, and then I am going to, I'm using a 4.5 stitch length, and I'm going to top stitch. I always back stitch at the beginning and end to lock in, especially because this bag has binding. I always lock because it's not going to get, it's all going to go into this little binding, and it just makes things easier. Okay. Then we're going to do this on this side. Picking up threads never helps. And with the tandy pen, if it gets like this where you're smudging it, a baby wipe will get it right up and you'll be just fine. I always have baby wipes and alcohol pads in my room, so. All right, so we have that. And when you see on this side, it enclosed the pocket so it's not just flopping around. And we just made those marks. So I am going to get our rings ready. You can use what you want. I'm using, you can use materials, but I'm definitely going to be using, these pins right here. Some webbing, because I want it to have like a real backpack feel. And this is for the, you have a 1 inch, like, no, you have 2 of these, I think. back to. If not, it'll be okay. Get black webbing. Just measuring. It dawned on me because I was gonna make my strap tabs like that, and then I was like, why would I do that when I have webbing? So now these are my little templates. We're going to be using the back template again because we are going to be putting together the side pockets. Okay. Whenever you're working with vinyl, I always highly recommend you interface it because vinyl is a real finicky little person and it sometimes doesn't, it stretches. So I always interface. I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the top because we're going to press it down on itself so there's no raw edges exposed. And this is, we're following on page 9. Folding it down 1/4 of an inch. And then in the center, we're going to place our connector. And I'm going to clip this and do the other one. I'm just letting it come a little bit even. All right, so we're going to sew across, going across and down the connector using a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, back stitch the beginning and end. You might, if you're on a domestic, this is a perfect time to get your hump jumper out. If you don't have a hump jumper, look for a needle box because it can help tremendously. I'm going to grab my other one and try to just chain stitch it, back stitch, adjust anything now if needed. Okay, and then I'm going to, you're going to plate, there are markings on the bag template, and I should have transferred them over, but I did not. See, I have our side gussets, but there is, for straps, there are 2 marks, and I'll draw them out because it might be hard to see. There are 2 marks for straps, and they are clearly marked on the pattern, as well as if you have the template piece. I gotta tell you, I know I'm going to be making a lot of these bags, because after I made the first one, I had a couple family members asking, and then I was like, I kind of want one for my computer. So from between these two marks, we're going to place our strap connector, and we're going to have about 1/4 of an inch hang off. We're not going to trim it, so if we're going to trim this little ducktail thing, but that's about it. You just want to make sure it goes between those two lines and not, so okay, you want to make sure that it goes between these two lines and not cover it. You want it to be, each point to be at exactly where the triangle is. So about 1/4 of an inch should be hanging out. It'll be part of the binding when we start binding it. Back stitch really well at the beginning and end. Trim threads. Now I'm going to only trim this little tail off, so you can see you have it there. And then we're going to go on this side. And trim that little. So we're going to go between these two marks and having our triangle hit right where it's supposed to. So everything's nice and even. Trim up the threads. Okay. So we have the back. We're going to start working on the internal pocket. Alright, so the internal pocket, that's my exterior. This is the lining part for me. The lining's blue, but I didn't have any more of the blue vinyl. So we're going to be sewing 3/8 of an inch down both sides and then turning, we're going to sew yes, I was right. So 3/8 of an inch down both sides, and then we're going to turn it inside out. I have some foam that has, oh, look at his hair. This is the piece that has the foam in the middle. You can always, if you don't have adhesive, if you want to, after you stitch down this part, then you can slide the foam in. Trying to see, I might be able to show you how I'm going to slide the foam. I have a piece, but of course I have it on my cutting table, but it's within eye's reach, so I should be able to go to the other table and reach it. Okay. And we're going to turn right sides out. I'm so glad this is a binding one because I really wanted to use all vinyl. And turning when it's all vinyl is super not fun. Okay. And when you're using all vinyl, you can seam roll it, but like on this side, it's waterproof canvas and not the plasticky side, so you could hit it with the iron if you wish. And let me go grab that foam piece real quick. Let's see. phone. Just had the phone piece. Where did it go? Huh. All right, there it goes. Yeah, let me grab one more thing so that way I'm not grabbing it when it comes time. I forgot one connector, but it's okay. We got this. All right. I tried to minimize my cutting scenes, like, because I don't want you to think I made a mistake and then I just fixed it, and you're like, wait, what happened? So, and then it's easier just to edit. So, put this here. All right. So here's the foam, and you could just slide it in. And this helps with cushioning your laptop. All right. We're going to do a 1/4 of an inch stitch down both sides. Move this closer. Okay. I need to get like, I need to buy some bins. Like my goal for for the New Year's 2023 is 1, exercising more. 2, I want to get those like tray bins. That way, with every step, I could put all the hardware for that step and vice versa, because it will help tremendously in my videos so that they're not as long. I know I have a short attention span, so I don't expect anybody else to want to see a 4-hour video from me. Sometimes it's good to have videos that long because it's like someone walking, like helping you out. And like if you're really sewing with the person, then it could feel like, I don't know, like you're sewing together and it's a little bit more reliable. All right. Because the little steps sometimes are the biggest thing that makes a difference in the bag. So we sewed it down 1/4 of an inch down each side. We're going to grab our interior piece of the back panel. Yeah, our interior piece of the back panel. See, on this one, you could tell the bag side because it's like all glossy and crunchy, and then not so much on that side. So on this, we want to put a trim, which is this. So what you would normally do is fold this in half. I could just do it with double-sided tape. We're going to put our trim on. Trim this up. And I'm just going to crease the line. Where are you? I just had you. Oh, yeah, because both of them are inside your room and inside the sewing homey thing. Let's see. And I have my markings the bottom and the top as well over here. I'm leaving like a one. It's kind of like when we do our straps. You're doing the same thing, but you're just making it where it's a nice clean finish. No raw edges. You could have just cut it in half and put it on and like singe the edges, but it's up to you. We're just going to put this like this, and then I'm going to grab a little name tag. I just had it. Oh, there. It's Olaf saying, "This is fine." All right, and then I'm going to top stitch down my everything's nice and top stitched. You have a cute little label. All right, so we're going to want to position this 1 inch above the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to start with one side first. 1 inch above the bottom. And I'm about to clip all these in place. I made a mistake of not starting with just like one side the first time. It helps. Just making sure this is 1 inch at the bottom. Because this bows out so that you can slide your computer in here. So let's start with that side. Stitch it down at 1/4 of an inch. And then, I hope my dog doesn't start barking. She goes into this like growling, barking fit. And during the holiday season, when there's like a million truck drivers, she's really sensitive to sounds, and she's super protective of our household. So she's doing what she needs to do, but it's not fun filming when she's barking or growling. So I'm going to make sure this is exactly 1 inch. It's easier with cotton. I'm wrestling a kind of with vinyl, but it'll come out. So I'm gonna now put clips. Well, we're gonna sew across too, but I wanted to get the sides first before we sew across to make like that little kangaroo pouch. Okay. All right. I'm going to tack this down on this side. It's not as difficult as I made it look. It's just I'm using thicker material than what's suggested. And I mean, it's backstitch. Look how beautiful this is. Paper World. This is like all of our childhood memories on one print. So now we're going to kind of bow this out where it's going to kind of collapse on itself, and it is going to be super thick. I should have thought about this. I didn't have it in cotton, so Hold on. I keep listening to her like she sounds like a car. Like so we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna stitch this pocket down. If you're watching this, don't do it with vinyl. Don't do it. Just use a really cute cotton and have vinyl on the outside. I want it to be difficult. You know how like you get something stuck in your head and you're like, I can do this. I can do this. Is gonna be done. Yeah, that's what I did. So we're gonna top stitch this down. And you know what? I'm gonna go over that one little bulk area just one more time for good measure. You can, I'm doing a 1/8. You can do like a 1/4 and then a 1/8 or just one stitch. It's your choice. Okay. We have our nice pocket that I just have to trim up on these little tail-ends. And see, we have a nice little pocket to slide your everything in, which I like. All right. So we go now, and we are going to connect this and our back piece together. That's exciting. Roxy, you're fine. Also, what I learned from my mistake, it's not in the pattern, I don't believe, but I cut out the 3/8 of an inch on the top this time because last time this area was super bulky for that top strap. So I was like, okay, well, let me reduce the bulk in that area so it can be nice and clean. But now I'm also doing it in vinyl, so I had to make it a little bit more difficult, right? It's not Shinova, it's not difficult. These fit perfectly, that's so cool. All right, so we're going to go around and base these together. I'm doing it at 1/8 of an inch. And be careful that the area that you have the zipper at, just be cognizant of it. I always do a small little back stitch over the area that is the connectors at both points. We'll become one unit. I'm just going to snip that, the top where the brim is. All right, there's going to be, remove that little bit of extra bulk. All right, so we have that all squared away. Let's start beginning on the assembling the webbing section. I'm using really, really cute webbing from Backstitch as well. Okay, so I'm doing the sling, not the backpack. I should have said that in the beginning. I apologize. If you're doing the backpack, you're going to cut out two pieces, 2 pieces think it's 2 by 16.5. And if you're doing the one like I am, it's gonna be one piece, 1.5 inches by 6. No, 26. Come on, everybody, get it together. I'm trying to find okay. I have you milk the area that's fraying. And we're going to measure 26 inches. Isn't this cute? It's double-sided print. Isn't this cute? Like, we got Princess Tiana, The Incredibles, Tangled. Oh my god, this is so cute. Princess Aurora, Snow White, Cinderella, Pinocchio, Merida. I need to stop watching Disney movies. I say I watch them for my kids, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows in my household Disney Plus is because of me. All right, so when I have material like this, it's not extremely thick. Like, I want to gravitate to this, but I want to explain something and hopefully I don't mess it up. When you have slippery fabrics like this, and then it's becoming a strap adjuster, this won't give as much resistance because the webbing is significantly smaller than having vinyl or cork fabric. So what I usually do is when I purchase hardware, I purchase a couple of different ones, and I know this one everyone likes because it's new and it does fit really thick webbing. However, if it's not thick webbing, then it's not going to give you the resistance you need to adjust and be okay. This oval one, or circle one, why am I saying oval? The circle one that I got here, I believe I got this at Fireweed Stitch. There's like a resistance. You want that. And then I'm going to try the oldie but goodie. This one's from Emmeline Bag. Before the wide mouth ones came out. It just, when you look at backpacks in stores, there is a certain amount of resistance so that way it can stay the size you want. You don't want your piece to come sliding up or sliding down on you. You want it to have a little, you have a resistance. Let's see. And that one I like the best because there's a little bit, you have to tug it, and that's what you want. You don't want it to be super slidey. So, all right, let's do this part. We're going to take the straps and pass the raw edges through, and then we're going to tuck in the raw edges by half of an inch. Okay. Then we're going to sew a box. And it's going to be that half, we're going to encase that half of an inch. Back stitch. Where's my stiletto? I'm going to tuck in all raw edges. Oops. At least it wasn't my finger this time, so baby steps. All right. And then we have our adjuster on. You put some rivets in this if you wish to, because you just made a box, but it should be perfectly okay. Then we are going to feed our sorry. It's like, what can I make that has the most noise? We're going to get our swivel clasp. We're going to make sure nothing's twisty. Thread it through. And we have it. It's super cute. Okay, so now we're going to go to page 12, and we are going to, this might be difficult for me, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Again, I'm using vinyl. I have Taylor interfacing that you can get like at Waywack, or actually, you know, any laundry mats. They sometimes sell like Taylor interfacing. It's usually like a polyester base, really thin. I use it on my vinyl because it gives it stability. Vinyl stretches, and it just, that's what it does. So I like to put like a thin, this is really thin. It's not even like, it's thinner than Shape Flex 101. It's just really thin, but it helps with no stretching and helps with the structure. I like did a really bad job fuse blocking this last night. I was so tired. I sewed 2 bags, and then I was just like, oh yeah, I have to film tomorrow, so let me get these done. And don't iron when you're sleepy. That's the moral of the story. All right. So we're going to slide this. We're going to trim 1/4 of an inch away from the foam all the way around. You can draw it out or you can eyeball it, your choice. Okay. We are going to clip this into place to meet the centers, and then we're going to tack it down real quick, and we're going to use a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance to tack it down. Back stitch in the beginning and end. We're going to clip this around. We're going to leave the top open. We're just going to sandwich in this all right. We're going to sew this around at 3/8 of an inch. When you get to the area that has the webbing tacked down, just I always, for good measure, back stitch. trim the threads. And we're going to, I'm going to trim around, not where the webbing is, like around it. And even that little piece of fabric that's there to help with the bulk, but not the webbing. I will cut, I don't know. I don't like cutting through zippers, and I don't like cutting through webbing because webbing is really finicky and frays really easily. I'm in the wrong view. Oh my God. Sorry. I apologize. Okay, so we tacked all the way around. I apologize. I thought I must have hit the theme wrong. I apologize. I do not know how far I went, but I can recap. So I'm trimming. All right. So hopefully I was in view when I'm not too sure. We put this together. We just basted it all, and then we tacked down the sides using 1/4 of an inch, and then we folded it onto itself and tacked down the bottom so we can put our computer in there. I apologize. So let's see. We're going to now turn this. I was like, stop the camera. All right, so we're going to get a bone tool or a chopstick, whatever you have available, and we're going to just make everything poke out nice and pretty. Just roll everything out, and to get out any wrinkles, you can put some steam on your ironing board, hit the iron with steam, then move the iron away and place this above it, and it'll get out everything. It helps get the wrinkles out. I feel like I need to still cut a little bit more. The padding for the shoulder is important because I don't know about you, but just having vinyl on your back without padding is just like super uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm using the pinking shears. They just were the first thing I grabbed. This is my hard part. And if someone knows a trick, make a comment down below. I have the hardest time shimming, inserting things into small areas like this. I don't know why. So I usually will use hemostats. I can't find my long one. But this is where I struggle at. Because it just never works out. Alright, it's in, but let's see if I can get it nice and flat. Okay, maybe you guys are my good luck charm. I don't know. I'm not going to even lie to you. The struggle was real when I made the Ahsoka bag. I was like, what? Why am I struggling? just a little wait, it's not even. There we go. What? You guys are my lucky charms. Magically delicious. Okay, so we push the foam in, and then we're going to insert the foam all the way around, press, and top stitch. So I'm going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch and go all the way around, back stitching at the beginning and end. You can clip this all in place if it makes you like feel more secure. Then do what, like I always tell people, do what makes you feel the most secure, because what works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. I'm just poking out with my stiletto. I'm like going in between areas and making sure it's nice and round and even. Backstitch. I always backstitch no matter what. Anytime I have an opportunity to backstitch over. See. Okay. All right. All right. We're going to put a D-ring or a tri-glider. I mean a triangle with a hole, you know, this one. That's what I'm using today instead of using like the cotton. I just wanted something a little bit unique. Last time I used the side release ones, and that came out cute too. And I'm basting this on. I like the triangles because that has like the hole like this, so your D-ring or your rectangle or whatever you're using doesn't twist around. I literally hate when that happens. I know you could put rivets or you could sew it to prevent it, but sometimes the bag looks better with just nothing sewn on it. And there you go. So we're going to grab now our 2 strap connectors. And again, I'm making the sling version. And we're going to do a 3/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler on this one and I'm going to draw, because I want to know exactly where I need to pivot. And again, with the strap connector, you'll see my interfacing is nowhere inside the stitch line because I just don't want that bulk. So I'm going to put them right sides together. Actually, where do I want to put my nameplate? I want to have it here. So let me find the center real quick. I've been recently like putting my nameplate in the interior of the bag. I go through my like motions where I want it in the center or on the top or below the bag. It's all mood. There goes all my little pockets. Okay, I'll put my nameplate there. Get some electrical tape. All right, then we can, okay, we're gonna stitch down the sides first, I'm sorry, before we slide that strap in. Three-eighths of an inch. And then you see that they're snipped in. You're like snipping little triangles out so it can be easier to turn. Then we're going to insert the strap inside, and it should fit really nicely because we just did this, and we're going to sew it across 3/8 of an inch. Back stitch. All right, going to trim. It's so funny. Have you ever noticed that sometimes with the binding method we have little birthings throughout the pattern? Like right now, I'm gonna get these corners with my bone tool just to make sure they're all poked out the best they can. Look at how cute that is. All right, so then we're gonna get our other D-ring or rectangle, whatever you want to use. I just got you, so I know you shouldn't be disappearing. I promise, like, I honestly believe that sometimes my table, like, there's like a vortex scenario or something, because things will just disappear and you're like, wait, I know for a fact. I just cut you out. Okay. Okay. We're going to place this in the center and we're going to stitch this down. And I have my center marked right here. Or you can do snips in the beginning and whatever is easier for you. Sorry, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way so when it starts sewing it doesn't fling off the table. Because we all know that happens to me a lot. And I'm going to stitch this down using 1/8 of a single ounce, 1/8 of an inch. All right, so we're going to put the handle on this. There are measurements on the handle. You want it to be, you can cut out a 9-inch of webbing or leather or whatever you wanted strap. Don't, if your machine doesn't sew through leather, obviously don't use it, use webbing instead. We're going to stitch across at 1/4 of an inch, and we want to have these, I'm trying to see the add the grab handle, 1 piece inch wide, do not sew leather, what I just said. We want it at a slight angle. So if you see the piece, I'm going to cut mine out right now. I'm going to cut out 9 inches. This, so, okay. If you see in the, on page 14, there is a very slight angle. So I'm going to cut in, bring my other piece over and try to cut the exact same piece on the other side. And I'm going to singe polyester. We're going to put them in, and we're going to use this as a slight, we're going to put the slight angle towards the bag, and it gives the bag just a little bit more oomph. Like it, I don't know, it looks really cool. And we're going to 1/4 of an inch on both sides. When I made the first one, I thought it was the coolest thing to have. I've never seen anyone use like angling straps like that before. And it's definitely going to be something I'm going to like have in my storage and memory of new skill I did not know about, and then I can use and incorporate in different bags. That's like my favorite part of pattern testing, is like putting together a pattern that, you know, that's no one has out yet, and then watching the designer like put it all together. It's crazy how they're able to do that. Okay, so we're going to take this and we are going to put this together. Make sure your centers mark. I thought I marked my centers, but apparently I did not. On the back side. I'm going to put on centers. We're going to stitch across raw edges at 3/8 of an inch. This bag gets big, so I'm trying to make sure I can get different views. It's kind of hard from where my table is positioned. I think I might like re-feng shui my room, because some views are easier than others to get. All right, so we have this at 3/8 of an inch. Getting all the threads, and we have this looking really good. I mean, we're almost there. We baste this down. That did not get caught. There's nothing worse when something doesn't get caught in the binding. You're like, okay, I could have did XYZ and it would have been different. the threads off. All right. That's about right, having things knocked down. All right, so on page 15, they go over doing the bottom of this bag. The instructions have you cut off this bottom portion and add on another one. Because I did not want to change this, I kept it how it's supposed to be. And what I'm going to do now is just pinching these together, the triangles that we drew out. And this is the same process as on page 15, step 17. And we're going to baste, where is my pen? Not base, stitch these down. Using a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So I'm just trying to make sure that the lines are all even. Make sure you mark your triangles on the back and in the front so that way that they stay even. And we're going to snip, pin, and go in place. We're going to sew down that ankle and back stitch. I was like, what? There's one modification I'm doing different, and that is not doing the bottom cutout for the exterior, because I wanted to keep this all one piece. Going at that angle. Okay, and then we're going to poke out. And we have our front. And oops. I did not think this through well enough, did I, Shiva? All right, so there's going to be one other small modification, but I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to show you on the other bag. Just let me get this interfacing off. So on this panel, you make two cuts. One for on the bottom that you could change up the exterior, which I'm going to show without taking everything from the other bag. All right. One for the exterior that you cut right here. And then you measure 8 inches from the top, which is on the pattern piece, and you cut it in half right here. Then you're going to be making a hidden pocket. And it's really easy. The walk through is easy. Basically, after you cut it up, you then baste your flap. Then you do your you do your zippers and your linings. The issue I'm having is that if I do 8 inches here, if I cut into this, it's going to cut into Cinderella, drastically. You won't even see her. And I want this to be a front piece. I wanted this bag because I wanted to use panels. So that is what you have on 16. You would cut those to that line that they have 8 inches down, go across. You would then take your top portion of this, put your faux flap, your flap on there, and then you would add your zipper. And your zipper tape, you can either use a regular size 11 zipper, or you can do 2 inches squares, so it could be a little bit easier for the bulk. And that's exactly, that's exactly what I did here. If you look into my zipper, I used a 2-inch zipper pull because I hate binding. I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate binding over a zipper. It's not fun. So we're going to now go to page 17. You would put down your zipper front pocket and sew across it, and you would do the same thing on the other side, and then you would have a pocket that you would now have. You would baste all the way around it to close it off, and then you would have a piece like this. So then for this piece, we're going to grab our swivel hook. And we're going to add it to this piece here. Add it to the center. And just baste it in place. I like the hidden pocket in the front, but if you're like trying to use panels like I am, then you can just cut it out of the regular pattern piece. I'm trying to give you, it comes together easily. If you would like a better explanation, you can always comment down below and I could try to make another video. Not doing the whole bag, but just this part. This part is really easy to do. You literally cut it in thirds, connect the bottom half, then you cut it 8 inches down, and then you connect the zipper. And the zipper is like any other zipper pocket that we do, except it has tabs, so that way you can fold it in. Okay, and then we're going to grab our lining piece for the front slip pocket. Sometimes also when you have a zipper panel, they come off of a 24 or 30, not a 36, but the position of the fabric, as you can see, is relatively high. So you kind of have to fight your battles on that one. Let's see. Grab some clips, and we're going to do 3/8 of an inch going around the curve, across and around. I'm stopping right here before it bows out, and then I will show you how to clip it to get it nice and smooth. Three-eighths of an inch. Also, if you don't just want to have that pocket and you don't have like any fabric showing, it could be a different style, making it a unique look. And whenever I go over the straps, I just hit it like one time with the back stitch. Okay. So we're going to cut off like right towards the stitching. We're going to make a cut off like a little triangle. And then what I do here is I'm not going to cut into this webbing. I'm just going to cut around it to help relieve bulk. So I'm just, duckbill scissors actually be a really good here. Like if you're a person that appliques, because then you can just make sure you don't cut into, it just like holds the fabric while you trim. Okay. And then you can cut notches. Oh, I didn't, oh, give me 1 second. I can do it when I did not, I forgot to do my clipping in here. I mean, do our corners. I am just on one today. Have you ever just had one of those days where like some things don't go right and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna just push through it? That's me today. I woke up with a little bit of like a froggy voice, kids, school, you know, germs. And then I was trying to get some videos out ahead of time to make sure and then find my sugar cookie recipe. Because I told Hope we're going to make some sugar cookies today when she gets out of school. I'm excited about that. I found this really good recipe that I wanted to try, and the frosting looks amazing. All right. So you can do like clips and notches and it'll help it go smooth. Personally, I like pinky mine because it reduces the bulk tremendously and it helps with curves. Do not cut into your stitches, or you're going to have to go around 1/8 of an inch above because of it. It's hard to fix if it's split, you know. All right, so we're going to turn this through. Take your time, get the corners nice and rounded. Everything should just start laying flat because you pinked out any excess bulk. Okay. I'm just going through and very carefully making sure that the edges poke out, and they do. So we're going to clip this all the way around, make sure everything fits in with each other. Hey, they say water resistant canvas doesn't fray. Just a little bit. So we are going to pull the whole piece, and then we're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch to finish. We're going to do a top row stitch, and we're going to stitch this all together, and it'll be also our top stitching on the top. So you can start at the bottom if you wish, however is easier for you. You're just basically wanting these two pieces to become one. I'm going to move this so it doesn't fly off. Top stitching. When you have to stop, make sure your needle's down. Okay, I'm going to trim these little burrs off and any excess stabilizer I see that I didn't catch. Not a whole lot. We have our inside. We have our nice little pocket. We have our little front panel. We basted it all together and top stitched the top. And then we could put a rivet right through here too. Or if you want, because if you didn't put enough tails, you can just do an extra row of stitching, and that will be just fine too. And it will be secure. I'm just gonna put an extra row because there's not a lot, and it will just be decorative for me at this point. So I'd rather do an extra row of stitching just to give that extra security. I need to go through my Chicago screw stash to see if I have a like a Mickey Mouse head or a castle or something. Because I feel like I bought one a couple years ago and I've never used it. That's probably right. All right, so we have our front. We're going to now grab our internal zipper pocket. For our internal zipper pocket, and it's going to look like this. Press. We're going to grab we're going to grab two, let's see, let me grab these real quick. I'm going to grab our zipper pocket part and our pockets itself. Okay. I'm going to draw out our pocket, right sides down, and you can use a pen, whatever works for you. There's no right, wrong, or right answer. I'm just going to draw. So you need to measure the pocket down 4 inches from the top of the edge. And then trying to line everything up. You can use some double-sided tape if you want. I'm going to use 2 pins to make sure everything stays straight. You could put pins in water-resistant canvas. It just can't be a whole lot of it because then you're making it not as water-resistant as it should be. But you can seal the hole with a little bit of fire. You'll be okay. I'm going to create our zipper pocket. Double-sided tape in the inside of the pocket works really well too. It's just I hate doing it because I hate cutting through zipper. I hate cutting through the tape. It like gums up your zipper. I mean your scissors. It's a thing. Okay. I have to have Kendall fill up my lighters again. So we're going to see, you would be cutting dead center into the double-sided tape, but it does work well. You can put magnets. The clips will be just too far away. All right. If you're working with cotton, you can press this on one side, then turn around and press the smaller side. This is probably why my nails are always so short. Alright, so we have our nice pocket. We're going to grab a zipper. Where did I just put you? It's a 9-inch zipper tape, just like the other. I'm gonna measure it. Normally, I highly recommend like pre-cut out all your zippers. Put your zipper tails, your zipper head on there, zipper pull head. But it took me a while. It was going through my zipper thing, and I knew I had this fabric, but I just didn't know where. Grab a pole. I'm going to use Steamboat Mickey. Again, the zipper pulls from Backstitch, and I don't think they had zipper pulls before, but now I'm just like, ooh, I want all the zipper pulls. And we're going to get some double-sided tape. Make sure you're drinking. Stay hydrated. Pause the video to stretch your legs, to do whatever you need to get done. And position the zipper how you want it. If you want it to close to the left or the right, it's your choice. There is no right or wrong answer. You can ask Hope. She's lefty, and she likes all of her bags to be zipped to the right. So there's no right or wrong answer. There's nothing in a rule book that says it. It has actually to do with, like, how servants would do their clothes compared to their lords and ladies' clothes. The zipper pulls go to the left for women clothing, and zipper pulls go to the right in men's. Same with buttons. We're going to sew around the box like we did previously. Do you see how easy it was to put the zipper on because there was less bulk? So when you see me in the beginning struggling, that is legit because I did not cut out the foam or the stabilizer on, well, not foam, the bouncy foam out of the other side. Accidentally did it on the wrong side and paid the consequence. My poor little area has like so much stuff going on one side. Okay. Then we're going to grab another pocket and we're going to place it right sides together. We're going to clip and we're going to sew 3/8 of an inch all the way around, 1/4 of an inch on the top. Very similar to what we did in the beginning of this video. Back stitch in the beginning and the end. Okay, we have our zipper pocket done. Now let's make our slip pocket. I actually like the way this slip pocket comes together. You would press one side 1/4 of an inch in. And we're going to make the pocket around instead because I'm using waterproof canvas and I don't have my iron by me because I still can't find my mini iron. So I'm going to draw a 1/2 inch and I'm going to use some double-sided tape and listen to my puppies play upstairs. Okay, so we have that. And I'm going to fold it to the 1/2 inch line, so it'll be a 1/4 of an inch turn. And I'm pressing my fingers going down to make sure that this tape stays. All right. We are going to sew 3/8 of an inch. I'm sorry. Press, top stitch, fold it in, and we're going to do 1/4 of an inch up each side. I'm sorry. I said 3 because we've been the stitching has changed, so we're going to draw 1/4 of an inch on this side, and then I'm just going to draw 1/4 of an inch on this side. This method of making a slip pocket is kind of cool. So we're folding it in half. We're not going to sew, of course, the edge that has that we double-sided tape. We use double-sided tape to create the 1/4 of an inch crease, we're going to go across and down on one side. Because one side's already closed because we're folding this bag. We're folding one of the pockets in half. Back stitch really well at the beginning and the end. Okay. Now we're going to cut out the little triangle things, make sure everything stays nice and crisp. And we're gonna turn these right side out. This waterproof canvas, I am super not a fan of, and it costs more than I usually get for waterproof canvas. Okay. Normally, you pay $6-7 at Fabric Wholesale Direct. All right, see how like it's nice and crisp and clean looking, so everything closes in right. All right, we're going to go now to page 22, and we are going to put this pocket, first I'm going to top stitch. To give it a nice crisp look on the opening of this pocket. Top stitching at 1/8 of an inch. All right. We're going to want to put this 2.5 inches, or I was going to say, I'm going to take double-sided tape and put it on one side so that way I can position it the way I need it to be, because as soon as it said 2.5, I'm like, well, I can't use my clips, so I use double-sided tape or pens. That's why I love cotton, because you can just use pens and places. So we're going to want this up 2.5 inches. And we want it 1.5 inches away from the edge. And this is why I use double-sided tape, because I can just reposition it. And you see this is 1.5 inches. Not quite. All right. Putting this to the side. And then I'm just going to grab my pen, my chalk pen that I just had, and I'm going to draw some 1-inch marks. Now, you can do this however you see fit. If you want to have 3 pencil marks and then a bigger slip pocket, go for that. If you want more or less, if you want to make them all like pen or marker themed, like for an artist, that would be really cool. Or they could be makeup brush holders. It could be a numerous different things. All right, let's get this sewing started. You can kind of see on page 22 how it's multiple pens and like a cell phone. I'm doing to have 3 pens in a bigger slip pocket. Now, when I'm sewing on the top part, I'm going to bar tack it 1 stitch and go back, just to make sure that area is nice and secure, because it's going to have a lot of pulling because you're grabbing your phone out, or pens and pencils. And then I'm going to go down. Oops, that was way too many stitches. Sorry guys if I startled you. This machine sounds so much louder than the the 5550 N. And the way I positioned it, the needle positioner, it goes on full throttle with like the most simplest touch, and you're like, okay, calm down, little machine. Listen, baby Juki. Well, this one. Oh, I don't know. Do you guys have names for your machines? All my Jukis and all my brothers, they all have different names. Like when I'm sewing on the 1541S, the name is Drakeris. When I'm doing the 5550, it's Zamira. And then the free arm is Tano. And if you know what Drakeris is, you could definitely ride with me. And then let's get ready, because snow is supposed to be coming out next year. Make sure your zipper pocket's out of the way when you sew this down, or it's going to suck. I mean, it won't be too bad. It's probably, you would just have it right there, but still. All right. We're going to take these two pieces that we just, oh, I'm sorry. We're going to take the front of this piece and the back of this piece and make them become one. So pop some clips in. And there could be a tiny bit of shrinking because we did all these like lines of, but it should fit nicely. Also, this is the time to look to see if there's any little, if you're using polyester thread, if there's any areas that you need to like singe, have it go down a little bit. All right, I'm gonna grab another spool because I'm out of thread. Well, another bobbin, not another spool. All right. All right, so we're going to baste these two together. Man, I have some serious threads. And I have like extra interfacing that I need to cut out for this. Okay. I'm just going to trim the extra stabilizer that I have off of here, because I don't want that to become part of my seam allowance that I start binding. That would not be good. All right. Okay, so then we're going to take our front and we're going to place it on top. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to match our centers together. And I'm going to grab some clips and I'm going to go around. I love this 3D pocket. It gives a little bit more room to the bag, and it just looks very like cool. It definitely gives the bag shape. Just clip. All right, so we're going to start at the top and then we're going to go all the way around with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Take your time. Don't forget to breathe. Needle down. You totally got this. I feel like today's bag lesson is like things that you don't do with vinyl. I don't know. I think I got a little too like, okay, I did it with cotton. Let me try it with vinyl. We shall see. It might be like a really cool learning experience and the bag comes out great and I'll do another bag like that. But I see many, many, many more of these bags in my future. All right. All right. We're going to go to page 24. We're going to put this aside for right now. And we're going to grab, I call it like it looks like, I don't know why I think it looks like something from Mario. I know it's not, but I can't help what I think it looks like. The arches or something, maybe from like Mario Kart. Before I get started, I'm going to trim off any excess stabilizer. I did stabilize this vinyl with Decavell Light. I just wanted it to be not stretchy because we're going to be sewing around this curve, and if it's too stretchy, it'll look distorted. Like it'll look a little wonky. All right. So we're going to get a 22-inch long zipper. Cut this at the beginning. It's like getting a trim every time you cut into zipper tape. Then I'm going to mark 22 inches. This side. All right. So we're going to, I'm going to not put my zipper pulls on until later. If you don't feel confident with that, then definitely put them on. It just, I feel that it just is easier to sew around. Look. I'm going to put the two ends together. I'm going to find my center and I'm going to mark it with some chalk. All right. So with the center mark in place, I'm going to clip the zipper around. I use a lot of clips because it's going to want to bow and make little bubbles, like little waves. Just take your time and use a lot of clips. There's no shame in a lot of clip game. I'm sorry. I'd rather have a lot of clips than it just coming out a little wavy, you know? This part is going to be veered off as well too, because if you read the pattern on step 24, you clip in, and it's basically kind of advised you can sandwich everything in, clip it in, and then snip in as long as you don't snip into the stitch line. I don't ever snip into my zippers, like ever. I have bad luck when I do it. You see how much it frays alone when you're when you're working with it, and you have to, you know, not burn. Why do I keep on wanting to say burn? Melt the ends so that way it can stop fraying, but it still does fray a little bit. So I don't do cutting into zipper tape at all. To me, there's always another method, and I will find it. All right, so we're going to sew this part of the zipper in at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, back stitch at the beginning and the end. Don't pull on the zipper or it will make it wavy and buckle. That's my advice, my tip. It might work for some other people. Just for me, I notice my zippers are wavy if I like try to like put some kind of resistance between the feed dogs and the sewing machine. So I'm just like smoothing out any areas that are trying to get wavy. Not pulling, just gently kind of like, again, caressing or massaging the zipper into place. Yeah, I said caress. And then back stitch. And then I might have to go over these four, this little part, because there is a small, like, wave, like it folded on itself. So I'm going to fix that real quick. I'd rather do that now than see it in the bag later and then be like, oh man. That's how my kids say, oh man. So where are my little gold snips? Okay. Has anybody tried the razor seam ripper? I'm just always curious. I see them get used in different video tutorials, especially like leather bag ones, but I'm just curious if anyone in our little group has used it and what they feel. What's your take on it? Okay. Trim up the threads. See, and now that little pucker is gone. All right, I'm going to grab the lining and put it right sides together. And just making sure that I don't catch the wrong side of the zipper tape, because that would be unfortunate. Sorry, I have like clips everywhere, clips flying. Okay, so we're going to sew this together at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Take your time. And just adjust with the needle down. Waterproof canvas doesn't do really well with stretching the opposites away, so just take your time. Okay, so on this part, they clip into snips all the way around. I do believe in snipping. I just go above. It takes a little bit more time because I'm not going to snip into my zipper tape. I'm going to go above and then you can just snip. I don't know. How does everyone feel about cutting into their zipper tape? Am I just being over panicky and it's okay? I think it's like for when you make cosplay clothes or like vintage clothes, they don't snip into them. So I think it's just like in my head, like don't do it. Because I think I would cry if I made this beautiful bag. I took all the time to make it, right? And then the zipper starts to fray where I snipped. So I'm just lifting it up and I'm making like snips every 1/2 inch, not going into Not going into the stitching, of course, going right close to it. Again, duckbill scissors right here. Freaking godsend. Because you could just hold it a certain way and it stops you from getting in between the other layers. I wish there was like duckbill, like pinking shears. So I can hold one layer back and you can pink the other side. So you can do that, and then it should be a little loose. You can try snipping in on the other side if it's still acting a little funky. Just bring these sides together. I'm going to clip, pull and clip. We're starting to do the final construction because we're going to be making the gusset go with this. It's going to be pretty cool. See, it can work, and if you have an iron, if you're ironing this, it'll be even easier. You wouldn't have to put a million clips on this like I do. See, it curves nice. There's no issue. So what we're gonna do right here, I clipped it out of the way because again, no iron. I have a blank page in there. We're going to top stitch all the way around 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to start here, and then we're going to go all the way around, and then I'll put the zipper pulls on because we're going to be putting the gusset together. And I might have to pull out little threads from when I had to cut the stitching. I'm following the inside of my foot. Let's see. Sorry. My camera's acting a little wonky. I'm trying to... Okay, I think that's better. Everything gets run from my mobile app, so if it starts looking wonky, I have to try to make sure that my cameras are connected to the Wi-Fi and all that fun stuff. All right. Oh, come on, Shinobu. All the way around, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, all the way around. Yep, I am sewing from the left side. I'm ambidextrous, and I have a tendency to favor everything going to my right side than my left. Kind of weird. this up because that. Oops. More clips bite the dust. Okay, so everything's closed off. Over here, I'm going to put 2 zipper pulls. You can put 1, your choice. Again, I always put 2 just in case one zipper pull just acts a donkey, then you have a backup. 2 little Mickey heads. Trim threads. Yeah, it's like majestic. I think it's called Black Majestic. I'm trying to remember the name. I will have it in the description box. The zipper tape is really pretty. It kind of gradients from blue to purple. When I removed those stitching earlier, I didn't pull out all the thread, so that's going to be fun to take out now. All right, we have our 2. Then we're going to grab our bottom, which, as you can see, I have excess Decaville light. Let me trim that up real quick. You don't want that excess to be part of your seam allowance. And on my interior piece, I have a little bouncy foam because if someone uses this for their computer, then I just want that extra shock absorbance factor. All right. And if you measured everything right, then it should be sitting really nicely together. So I'm going to put the exterior in at 1/4 of an inch, and then when we put the interior on top of the other side, we'll do it at the seam allowance of 3/8 of an inch. If your math is a little bit off, and you can always go back and just trim your bottom pieces to fit these little top pieces. You should be fine. The interior is waterproof canvas, and you'll see a little bit of bouncy foam on the back. Same the clips, and we're going to sew this at 3/8 of an inch. And then there's a little bit of a curve. We're going to trim a little bit of a curve. And for this, I'm just going to go inside and trim it this way. And I'm not going to cut into the zipper tape. You can cut the zipper tape at this point. But I have done repairs on bags, my bags, name brand bags. And one thing I noticed is if you have extra zipper tape, the chances of the zipper pull not going into, like pulling out it's greatly different than the other way. So we're going to do this at 1/4 of an inch, and then at 3/8 again. Okay. 3/8 of an inch. And you can always draw on your lines before you stitch. It's whatever's easier for you. And I definitely want to say this. Having a industrial machine helps with thicker seams, but you have to do the same thing as what you do with a domestic. If there's too much bulk in that seam, it's not going to look right. So as you see me following the directions, I'm cutting into the areas, making those little smiley face, because having a bulky area, just if you sew through it, then great. It still looks bulky. So these little steps that the designers come up with is to help relieve that too much in your seam look. All right. Okay, and trimming up any excess. All right. We're going to stitch a close. So I've been dabbling with this. So when we're going to top stitch this first part, then we're going to bring the stitch all the way across to the other side and top stitch the other side. Instead of like pulling the threads and going again and da da da. I thought it would be easier, and I tried it with another bag the other day, and I was like, yes, this is my new method. So we're going to top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch. And then we're going to bring this down and stitch the side close. Alright, so then we're going to go to the other side that we didn't top stitch yet and top stitch that. Alright, and top stitch that side close. Because I was like, what? Whenever you do binding, you know you're going to close up the gusset, right? You have to baste it. I was like, so what can I do? What can I do to put it through without having to cut threads, recut threads, hold threads, like the whole 9 yards, and it worked out pretty cool. So we have our usual shape. Put my clips over here. Okay, so I'm telling you, we're at the home stretch. So we're going to now join this part together. So let me find my centers. And we have where our gusset marks are supposed to be. So I'm going to match seam to seam. And just take a little snip here and here. I'm not going to snip into my zipper tape. I'm just going to make a mark for my center on the front and on the back with the Tandy leather pen. Actually, it's the ones from Mormino. I love those pens. All right. We're going to put right sides together. Right sides. Hold on. Let me tuck this in. I'm going to clip I'm just making I'm going to clip where I have the Tandy pen and on this side together. And then I'm going to clip the right sides together here. And where our gusset should end should be right on those marks. It is suggested to clip into your zipper tape. Again, I can't. It goes against my everything I believe. It could just be me and everybody else is like, yeah, you can hit it with some fire, a lighter, and it'll be fine. Yeah. This is a really beautiful fit. This gusset. You're gonna just kind of curve that inside, because remember there is a poked out. The bag kind of has like a 3D pocket in the front. And I'll show you. See how it just fits? You don't have to really clip into the curves. I mean, you could if you want, but I don't think you need to. When I put the gusset on the first time too, I totally like fangirled out because I love a good gusset. Like, give me that, oh my god, this is the best fitting gusset moment. But you might definitely have to, if you do, I'm like, this is how I would clip into it. You can kind of tuck it in, but if you're like, no, I don't want to do that, it's too much of a struggle, totally get it. Find your centers and then clip down as far as you can down this side. That side, and get your scissors, and I hate these scissors too. I keep using them today too. You hear like it, they go like crisscross, and the handle does too. So then I'll just press it down like this. You see? Pretty. Nice and pretty. Okay, and we're going to do that on the other side, and then go above the zipper on the other side. Not cutting it, but molding it. Get some clips. Sorry if my hands look like glue. Okay, so it's cold out here in Maryland, and I'm in the basement, and I keep forgetting to like put my little space heater on, like while I'm prepping, and then it gets super cold down here. You get this. It is like not wanting to budge. Okay, there we go a little bit. All right. Okay, and then, sorry, there's not a lot of work area on these industrial tables. And this is a big bag, but it's a good bag because I can see this being given away for the holidays because you can stick a computer in it. And I can see this as a traveling bag. I can see this as like a camping, hiking type bag scenario. And I also can see it as like a baby bag, a weekender bag, I'm going to school with it bag. All right. I think I got it. All right, so we're gonna sew this together. Put this together. We're gonna sew at. Okay, they do have notes. If you use sharp scissors, if you're gonna snip into the zipper tape slightly, in regular intervals, and it'll allow the front curve to be a little bit easier too. Then we're going to baste it together, and then we're going to bind it. And I'm going to try the binding that I'm going to baste it together at 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to do the binding that I see everyone do. Like I seen Lauren and a couple other people do, where they do it with double-sided tape. I usually do it and I clip it, but I tried the double-sided tape a couple times. Sometimes I have like a tremendous success. I'm like, yes, best day ever. And other times it's like, wonk, wonk, and I have to go back over certain areas. But why not, right? Why not try? Fold things. Use a stiletto if you need to as you're basting, just to make sure you get all the layers together. That's the most important part before you bind. All raw edges touching. I'm using a stiletto instead of my finger. Okay, so for my binding, I am using some twill tape. Okay. So what I do before I start binding, I first get all the extra little burrs and threads off, and I clean up as much as I can around the edges, because the curves can get a little messy. All right. And then before I bind, I turn it. Oh man, this is not going to be a fun bag to flip out. Okay, it's my own fault. But I turn it because I want to make sure that I caught everything. Because when it's not all caught, it's not cute. You and I both know that. Okay, this bag is going to be cute. Alright. So I'm going to flip it back out. Oh, see, this little area poking through, I'm going to make sure I get that, because I would have been crying. So there's like a little area over here, and I'm going to remove that stitch and press that out, and then just go over it 1 or 2 times, back stitch. Well, that would have been unfortunate. Cool. All right. All right, so I'm going to go get the twill tape. There are instructions for the binding. You don't want to bind too close. You want to do 1/16 of an inch away from the edge to, she has like a lot of good, like really good tips, like match your thread to your binding, so the seams won't be visible, and the crossover. So what I do, I'll poke all this out, and I will take my twill tape from wherever I'm binding and just kind of wrap how much I need around. And then this is 1-inch twill tape. It's not nothing fancy. It's you can get it at any store. And I'm going to take 1 inch. I hope I have enough of this. 1-inch double-sided tape. Yeah, 1 inch. I gotta find my other pack. I know I have one from the last time I ordered from Wawa. But at last I couldn't find it. No, oh, don't do it. Okay, so on the other one I'm gonna have to use son of a biscuit eater. Okay. Don't worry, I can figure this out. I'll figure it out. So I always start my binding at the top because no one ever really looks at the top of the inside of the bag. They always look, you look directly down. And grab my double-sided tape. And I'm just trying to cover up the last row of stitching that I did. And also just being a little more cautious because the binding instructions is we do 3/8 of an inch all from the bottom gusset, and then we go into a 1/4 of an inch on the zipper tape. So I don't want to put so much binding that it doesn't close up, if that makes sense. And now I can go halfway through because this is going to be the area that is 3/8 of an inch. You have to move your bag around to suit your needs. Let it get squishy, it'll be fine. Especially if you use foam, it'll be just fine. Okay, and we're gonna be going back to the area of 1/4 of an inch. I thought it was cool, so definitely read this pattern, because when I was like, wait, 3/8 of an inch or all the way around? No. At the zipper, there's no 3/8 of an inch. It's 1/4. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then fold this over and put some clips. Twill tape comes in so many different colors, and I think it gives great structures to bags, because it's the tape that we use when we make corsets, the stay tape. It helps keep the corset in line, so if it could do it to a corset, it's definitely going to do it for a bag. If you have been with me from the beginning, then if you've seen my first Magdalena, you remember me trying to double-sided tape, and it was not working for me. But that doesn't, just because it doesn't work the first time doesn't mean that it won't work the following time. So, all right, we're going to turn in all edges, and we're going to go to page 30. Okay, on page 30, we're going to, do our seam allowance. Okay. Okay, so on page 28, it says with the front center, you're going to do 3/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way through the bottom part, and then 1/4 of the zipper, 1/4 of a seam allowance on the zipper part. So I want to start with a 3/8 and then, you know, gradually go into the 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch really well at the beginning and end. Use a stiletto if it helps. When you're transitioning from the bottom of the bag to the zipper, you might want to have your hump jumper on hand, because you're going from more layers to a little bit less. Man, that wonder clip is stuck. That popping sound is the double-sided tape. I'm going to have to oil this baby and clean it up after I'm done with the bag. Okay, we're still at the 3/8 of an inch. And then we're about to start on the 1/4. So I'm going to move this clip and I'm going to start the transition. Take your time. If you have to stop, stop with the needle down. And breathe. I feel like it's like exercises. Everybody doesn't breathe when they top stitch or when they're binding because they're like, if I do, we'll be cursed. All right. We are one down. So we're going to be putting the back on. So I would just have your zipper open up a little bit. And the back is kind of heavy. So I'm going to clip this to the top one just so that I can stay out of it, stay out of my way. And I'm just going to match center to center, and then I'm going to clip. We're almost there, guys. You did it. Like, you should be super proud of yourself at this point because you're almost done. Look at how nicely that fits. To remove extra bulk, you don't have to do a thing because you did right sides together, and that can help relieve some of the bulk issue too. When I did it in all cotton, it didn't feel like there was any bulk at all. And I did cork for the gusset. Oh man, love that. You know I'm a big fan of cork. So when I seen orange, I was like, navy blue cork, yes, all the way. Putting right sides together. Making sure there's no wavy bits. Easing everything in nice and simple. This is a really beautiful fit. Alright, I'm going to trim this while I'm here. Alright, I'm gonna sew this around at 1/4 of an inch. And then we'll bind. That's a thick seam. And I'm just like trying to make sure raw edges are with raw edges and it doesn't shift. And when I get to the straps, I back stitch once or twice. whatever I feel is needed at the time. I use a stiletto to help navigate, and I'm pushing and scrunching so that way there's no puckers below my needle. Lifting up just every now and again to make sure that the raw edge is with the raw edge, because that's how you get that a small opening or something didn't catch. Breathe. I know you've been wrestling this bag. Okay. So before we do the binding, I keep saying I'm going to grab a flashlight and I haven't, but I think it's a super wise idea. What I usually do is I open it up, and when I'm not filming on my cell phone, I put the flashlight on my cell phone and see if there's any like light coming through. Right now I'm feeling around with my hand to see if there's anything that didn't catch, and I don't feel anything. We shall see. Hopefully we caught everything. If not, then I have to go in and fix it, and that's not that bad. I can do it. Do I want to fix something that I can make sure now? No, I don't want to. But I feel like if there was a light you could just throw in there, you'll be able to see a little bit better. I'm trying to use the light that's above me, but it's not really working out. I'm going to grab the twill tape again, and I'm going to wrap it around, see how much I will need. I always cut a little bit more extra, and since I don't have any more 1-inch tape, I think I'm going to try. I know I thought I had a 1/2-inch tape somewhere, but apparently I don't. I'm going to use some tape on both sides. I think when I tried the Rosa Magdalena, I think what my problem was is that I put it on one side and not the other. I'm not too sure. I need to go back and look at that video because I really did try that one. I thought about gluing it, but glue can get really messy, and I am a messy gluer. So I was like, yeah, I'm not trying that one again. I was trying to think, but I do think it would be a really, really cool idea if somebody came out with binding tape that you can like iron on one side, and then all you have to do is really clip for the other side hanging over maybe, or like have it self-adhesive. I don't know. So if somebody of a creator is watching this who makes things, think about glue binding. I'm just throwing that out there for you. I don't want any royalties. I just want I want the binding. But normally my binding colors, I get all colors in Twill Tape, but I use black, white, and cream, like that khaki color the most. Because most of the time the colors I get for the interior are white, because I like lighter interiors so people can see inside their bags better. Because that's like when I get feedback from people that buy bags, they're like, oh yeah, I love the bag. Next time I order a bag from you, I'm going to order like white. So, I mean, it reflects better in the sun and at night so you can see more inside. I didn't have, see, like this would have been perfect with blue tape, but I did not have any Twill Tape in blue, unfortunately. Okay. Again, I'm going to start at the top. I'm just going to cover up the last row of stitching. And the finger press down. Yeah, this, I might have to do it at the same time because it's acting kind of finicky. When you look inside a JanSport bag too, they have, it's like Twill Tape, and sometimes I've seen them use like water resistant canvas or waterproof canvas. It's pretty cool. This is one of my longer videos. I'm sorry for that. I'm hoping that it helps people that want to make this bag. This is one of, when I made the first one, I think it literally took me all day to make. But again, I felt really like, yes, I did this when I was done. This is a great gift to yourself or to someone else, because there's a lot of sling bags, but the #1 bags I get request for sling is, can it fit a computer in it? And the answer is no. I mean, I have adjusted and made some bags bigger, but I like the fact that there's clips now all over the floor. You have to adjust to make bigger, but I love the fact that this bag is already made to fit a computer. That's what this Retro-Tec is for. I'm like, Olaf, everything's fine. My husband, when Frozen 2 came out on Disney Plus, he was like, oh yeah, I want to watch with all of you guys. And he is notorious for falling asleep during a show, right? So every now and again, everyone in my family will be like, Samantha, and he'll be like, why the hell do you guys say that? Because we've watched Frozen 2 like a bazillion times. So we'll just randomly yell out, Samantha. And he doesn't know what it's in reference to. And it's really funny. And I heard that they're starting to film the third one, and I'm just like, yes, do it. So we're gonna go 3/8 of an inch all the way around. Use your stiletto if you need to. Hop jumper if you're doing this on your domestic, or even on it if you don't have a walking foot machine, then I definitely recommend a hump jumper, or you get your sewing needle pack, and it can help level things out. But this, I don't know, this area I really don't think you're going to need it, because it's all around the same level, except where the sides of the bags are, for the computer bag, as well as the sides for where the connectors are. backstitch wherever you think you need it. I like to backstitch over the top over here because that's where it's going to have a lot of weight. Oh, so any of my Marvel fans, who has Disney Plus, has anyone seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special? Because I keep telling my husband, drives me nuts. He sees every Marvel movie in theaters, right? Because he's like a huge fan. And normally I'll get the tickets for him or whatever. But the Guardian of the Galaxy has like a holiday special and he hasn't watched it. I'm like, oh, there's like 80 million spoils. And I'm like, how can you not watch this? And it's really cute. I did cry. This is the season I cry a lot. Like happy tears though, not like sad. I also backstitch a lot because if in case I run out of bobbin, then I know that the last area I backstitch is at least secured with that lock-in stitch. And then I can get my bobbin and go from there. Refill it. Okay. Okay. Rip off that glue. All right. Now we're going to, this one area right here did not get sewn down, so I'm going to go over it one more time on this side. And that's not bad, because I'm telling you, I think it's a practicing makes progress situation. All right. All right. Let's do this. First, let me trim this. Now we say, please let everything be all right. Okay, so I normally like to punch in the bottom of the bag. You heard me right. I said punch in. Pull out everything that can go. And we're going to try to flip this on camera easily. And know that I'm really struggling internally. And my inner voice is like, hurry up. Okay, again with cotton, I was able to turn this bad boy in like 6 seconds. Nobody said, hey, Shinova, make it in vinyl and make it hard for you. I decided to do that on my own because I thought it would be fun. right, I'm going in and I'm pressing the binding to the sides of the bag so it doesn't try to collapse on itself, and taking my time. Again, if it's cotton, good press, you're good, you're straight. Literally almost had a mini panic attack. I thought I cut it because there's an orange flake right here. I was like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? Woo-hoo. This is why you did the 1/4 of an inch around the top, is so that way the zipper doesn't get stuck on the binding. Oh my God, this is so cute. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to get to the bigger one. I just want to, I literally do this forever. Like, I will massage seams. Somebody was like, how does your binding not show through or like roll over? I will massage seams for like all day. My kids think it's weird. I'm okay with it. Let me see. All right, so I'm going to clip this. We did it. You should feel really proud of yourself. Okay, so also in this pattern, if you buy it, there is a cell phone holder thing that you can put attached to your strapping. I feel like the reason why I didn't do it the first time nor the second time is because there is a hidden zipper in the back, and that's where I probably will put my phone for easiest access. Now, it's not a hard piece. It's an envelope. So that can definitely be something. I'm like still fiddling with this, but yes, I will take pictures and I will put them at the end of this in the beginning. So I am sorry for that one camera view just staring at me. That's really weird. I didn't catch that earlier. I'm still learning how to work these cameras without Kindle, and I truly do apologize, but I appreciate you staying with me. I'm sorry about not adding the zipper, the hidden zipper, but I'm going to be honest with you. It is explained so well, and if you made any patterns with me, you know how to make this pocket. You got this. And if you think of it as a modification, if you wanted to show off a fancy panel, come on, this is super cute. And then it has like a bazillion pockets. Like, come on, that is cute. We did it. So if you have any questions in reference to this pattern from Kandu, the Retro-Tec Sling, please leave them down below. I will leave links. There's no affiliate links. I'll leave a link to the pattern where you can purchase it if you are interested in purchasing it. I will put down the link to Arc Expressions where I got my templates for this bag. Before I bought the pattern and the templates in one day. I knew that this is going to be a pattern that people will want from me. Slings are a big seller for me, and I already have like sports ideas, all these different cool like reverse applique ideas for this bag. It doesn't take a whole lot of hardware, and it has really cool instructions, so you can ask for anything more. And if you can comment, subscribe, definitely leave a comment, notification bells, it will help out the channel tremendously. You can also share the video if you feel like it's worthy. If you're part of my Patreon, thanks for helping supporting my small business and my video channel. It helps me produce more videos. If you're not a part of my Patreon but still want to help out, I will put down a link for my Ko-fi where you can be like, hey, here's $1, coffee on me, or something like that, and I'll be appreciative of that as well. If you want to know where I got this fabric from, I got it from Backstitch. I made this bag today. this is Friday. This bag will come out either Tuesday or Wednesday. They should still have this fabric on sale, and this one glows in the dark. So I'm gonna see if I can have my husband enclose not only one picture of what this looks like fully, but also it glowing in the dark. I think that is such a incredible idea and just really awesome. My hardware is from Sling Bag. My zipper pulls are from the two major ones, like the one in the back and the one in the inside. They're from Backstitch. These two little heart ones, the matte black ones, are from Zorel, and the webbing is from Backstitch as well. So you can't go wrong with this. This is a really cool bag. You can stick a computer in it. It's pretty big. My head is big, so I mean, for scale wise, you have it. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And until the next time I see you, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy holidays. Make good memories and stay safe. Happy sewing. Bye.